The hand is so important in the creation of magic. It's not only the digital that creates magic, the human can too.
It's lovely to bring Joey home and bringing Joey to a new generation.
The horse goes on surprising people every single performance.
It's the greatest puppetry course you'll ever do.
Yes,
doing this.
It's all right. You don't need to fear me. I won't hurt you.
The kernel of the story is so strong, it's so simple.
All right, go on then.
There's a boy and a foal, and they create an incredible bond.
Joey, eh? You like that?
And then when the horse is sold to the First World War, the boy goes to look for the horse.
I will find Joey! David, I will!
Michael's idea, by putting a horse into the middle of a war, was kind of to create a completely impartial witness.
You see the story of that First World War through an innocent animal.
He doesn't know the difference between an English soldier and a German soldier. There is no right and wrong as far as enemies go.
What is your name, you clever horse?
I heard the Tommy call him Joey.
The basis of it is so simple. It means you can go off in all sorts of directions knowing that you've got a really, really strong anchor.
When Nick Heitner invited me to come and work at the National Theatre, one of the things I said to him was, we have to tell a story with handspring puppets.
This story hinged on the bond between a human being and an animal. And clearly, one of the central characters in the show had to be a puppet. Tom told me the story of Warhorse and asked if we were interested. I didn't hesitate at all. We just said yes.
I thought that sounds really difficult to do, if not impossible, or a bit ridiculous.
We went into the National Theatre studio with cardboard and scissors and kind of costume rails.
We workshopped it many, many times over a period of a few years. Over that time, the puppets became more articulate, more horse-like, I suppose.
I can remember the first time somebody said, "Should we try riding Joey?" We didn't know that could happen. We didn't know Joey could gallop. We didn't know anything.
We literally got a 6-foot ladder, got 2 actors, put the ladder on their shoulders like that.
There was 2 people and a ladder and someone sitting on the ladder around the stage.
And then later, Adrian developed the structure that would enable us to carry a human being, a person.
As that first Joey took his first steps, the story began to take shape around him.
I was there in those early rehearsals, so I saw the growing of it. I saw all the work of 2 years that had gone into growing this child of a production. The first night I was there, I felt it. I felt it with every single member of the audience. They turned this thing into a triumph.
The show's nearly 20 years old. We started working on it 20 years ago.
We had a good hard look at it and thought, how do we make this as relevant as it can be to a contemporary audience? Refreshed it, revamped it.
It feels like such a modern, fresh version of it.
Voice, more voice.
Yeah, it really does feel like bringing Joey home.
Lovely, lovely.
That's beautiful what you're doing with the breathing out. Joey is 10% bigger than life size because they need to have manipulators inside them at the heart position and at the hind position. There's a third manipulator at the head position.
Let's see you fight me a bit.
They're made out of lightweight material, steamed and bent cane, DuPont for the tails and mane.
Lovely. Kind of more of that, eh?
DuPont is a kind of artificial paper that can withstand a lot of strain. Bicycle brake cables that manipulate the ears and the tail at the back. Inside, there are 2 harnesses which are strapped to the 2 puppeteers inside, which are bolted to what is basically the spine of the horse. So they hold the weight of the horse on their backs.
Each puppeteer has what we call an emotional indicator. So on the head it's the ears, the heart is the breath, and the hind it's the tail.
I sort of have like two movements with the tail. I can either go like flick sideways or up.
He does also have two legs that
I have two legs. I do use the legs as well.
Quite important.
If we get spooked, he's frightened or he's ill, you know, the ears sit back in a horse when they're scared. If he's chilled, his ears are more forward and to the side.
I hold the weight of the cage on my shoulders. By bending my knees, I can make it look like the horse is breathing, which is kind of where the emotional state of the horse starts.
And the air turns around again.
So long as it moves like a horse, the audience won't see the puppeteers.
Which is probably why they get so invested in it as well, because they're also using their imagination at the same time that we are.
Even though it's sticks of wood and you can see how it's moved, you believe it's a real animal and has real feelings.
You fill in what's not there.
What I said right from the beginning is that the horses are never completely choreographed. There should always be spontaneity and unpredictability.
If someone's got a new impulse, you trust and you go with it.
We haven't fixed when an ear twitches or when a tail flicks.
The horse seems to have a mind, actually 3 minds.
You start to kind of sense things off of each other.
Yeah.
And that gives it life.
In a world that is very digitalised, the puppets invite us to dare us to be more live and sit in that perhaps sometimes discomfort of what it is to be truly alive, and I think that is really the magic of the show.
19 years later, we're back where we began.
I want to go on and keep doing more puppetry because it's great. So yeah.
And I think we're all feeling great about bringing it back here.